Hello, everybody. Welcome to a tropical update here. This is the wide view of Atlantic right now. Of course, really only one thing to keep an eye on here, and that, of course, is now tropical depression Ida over Central America here, likely still giving them some flash flooding and heavy rainfall at this point. Um, but forecast to reemerge here over the Caribbean. To go ahead and take a look at the latest forecast cone from the National Hurricane Center here for the tropical depression. As you can see, as of the 9 p.m. Central Standard Time at Wednesday 18, the center is currently located at 14.2 degrees north, 86.3 degrees west. Maximum sustained 1-minute winds at 35 miles per hour. Of course, making it a tropical depression. Moving west-northwest at 7 miles per hour. And it's forecast to eventually reemerge over the Caribbean Sea here. Looks like by around 6 p.m. Thursday Central Standard Time, or looks like Thursday evening at least, as a still tropical depression, and likely re-intensify back up to a tropical storm strength system here as it goes over Cuba, and eventually back over open water again, likely taking a turn to the northwest here, probably towards the Florida Keys and eventually maybe the Gulf of Mexico here. And by this last forecast point here by the National Hurricane Center, 6 p.m. Monday, the National Hurricane Center had the storm as a 65 mile per hour tropical storm near the Florida Keys. As you can see there, really close to it actually. I think they might be right over the Florida Keys. I can't really tell. It's kind of hard to tell with this map here, but they may be right over the Florida Keys there actually in this latest forecast cone. It's really interesting to see how this will play out here over the next few days. Here's the key messages, like you saw a little bit earlier, for Tropical Depression Ida, acceptable right now and read it if you want to, and that's the English version, and here's the Spanish version as well, if you want to stop the video right now and read that as well. And here's a look at infrared satellite imagery for the storm right now. Really a show of its former self here, really disorganized. Still, however, likely producing heavy rainfall over parts of Honduras and maybe along the coast of eastern Nicaragua here, by the looks of it, depending on how far this rain band over here to the east extends. And like I said before, forecast to re-intensify as it goes over the Caribbean Sea again here, likely back up to a tropical storm strength system here once it re-enters the Caribbean Sea. So another thing to watch here over the next 2 days. And in switching basins, here's a look at tropical storm. I believe it's called Odalise, um, out in the East Pacific right now. Currently posing absolutely no threat to land at this point, which is of course great news to hear. Only really threat it may pose is maybe to any boaters or marine interests that happen to be in the immediate area where the system is currently at. 45 mile per hour tropical storm forecast to dissipate by the looks of it by around 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Saturday by the looks of it. So not really a threat for anybody here, fortunately. Here's a look at what it looks like on satellite imagery right now. A really sheared tropical cyclone here, but still firing convection near its center of circulation, so hence probably why the National Hurricane Center intensified the storm slightly to about a 45 mile per hour tropical storm. And switching basins yet again here. Here's a look at uh, tropical storm 22W, also known as Goni, and also tropical storm 23W, also known as Atsani, currently going on the Western Pacific right now. Let's take a look at the latest forecast cone for Tropical Storm Goni here. Slightly stronger tropical storm than what I showed you guys last update. 40 knot tropical storm, which is about 45 miles per hour. However, it is forecast to still gradually weaken here and eventually looks like make landfall over Vietnam as a tropical depressive strength system here, by the looks of it. And here's what the storm looks like on satellite imagery here, and you can see just a really classic, just sheared tropical cyclone here. Really deep convection, however, firing off west of the center of circulation here. So there may be some rainfall to the west of the center here, maybe giving some rainfall on local spots here along probably the coast of Vietnam, perhaps here, as it moves more towards the coast. It was a water vapor imagery, this time colored water vapor imagery here. And I get to see just how the storm's progressed here. A really interesting journey the storm's taken from a few days back, making landfall as a catastrophic Category 5 super typhoon in the Philippines to now a weak 45 mile per hour, 40 knot tropical storm nearing landfall in the Philippines, not the Philippines, nearing landfall in Vietnam here, actually. Um, this is a really incredible journey the storm's had, and I'm sure it's probably going to be studied for years to come here, in terms of what it's done in the Philippines here, and a little bit before that actually, as well, I would imagine. So, and here's a look at the other tropical storm going on in the Western Pacific right now, and that of course is Tropical Storm 23W, also known as Atsani. Currently a 55 knot tropical storm, which is about, I believe, 65 miles per hour equivalent. Forecast to peak as a 70 knot typhoon here, just south of Taiwan by the looks of it. So 70 knots will be equivalent to about 80 miles per hour. So that would make it, of course, a Category 1 typhoon equivalent storm. And looks like it'll pass south of Taiwan and probably giving them some flooding rainfall over there, unfortunately. Depending on how the system looks by then. And probably due to the mountainous terrain on Taiwan, probably give them some flooding rainfall as it starts to. After that, by the time it passes south of Taiwan in this latest forecast cone, they have it taking a jog or a sharp turn, as say, to southwest here. Unfortunately, going over Taiwan here as probably a remnant low or probably a weak tropical depression here by the looks of it on this latest forecast cone, still from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. Here's a look at what the storm looks like right now on infrared satellite imagery. Not the best looking tropical cyclone you could see here, but still a tropical storm strength system regardless. And here's a wider view of that on water vapor imagery here. Again, forecast to gradually intensify here up to a Category 1 typhoon here just south of Taiwan. And again, I imagine they're probably going to get some flooded rains from this storm, given if these rain bands form, especially to the north of this system, and kind of squeeze right into those mountains there and squeeze out all the rainfall. So they'll probably get some really decent rainfall totals on the east end of the island there of Taiwan. So that's pretty much going to be about it for this tropical update here, I believe. I think I've looked over pretty much everything here. Yeah, I believe that's pretty much going to be about it for this tropical update here. So a little bit of a short update here compared to the last updates I've done. I guess key things to take away from this update: keep a close eye on Tropical Depression Ida as it potentially moves back over the Caribbean Sea and potentially re-strengthens up to a tropical storm strength storm yet again here. So we'll see, of course, what happens out of that. So please keep a close eye on the National Hurricane Center, National Weather Service for the latest information, as well as your local officials here if you're here in the path of this tropical depression Ida here. So please keep an eye on it here in terms of the Atlantic at least, and then in terms of Western Pacific. Keep a close eye on Tropical Storm Atsani here. Could potentially become a typhoon later on down the line and probably give some flooding rainfall to parts of Taiwan there potentially. And Tropical Storm Goni should make landfall as a tropical depression over Vietnam, maybe giving them some isolated heavy rain amounts on parts of the country there, I'd imagine, along the coastline. So that's basically about it for this tropical update here. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability here. And I have all the links down in the description below if you're interested in what links and sites that I use for this tropical update. They're down in the description below. If you want to check them out and see for yourself the information here that I've been showing you on this tropical update here. And yeah, that's basically going to be about it for this tropical update here. Hope everybody has a great day and night wherever you guys are. Stay safe, of course. Until then, see you guys in the next video. Peace.